So this is just a small update on what's happening at the moment. So far, this is the inventory system that I've been working on for a while. It's not pretty, but it works somewhat. Let me just open up the script first so I can explain what the fuck is going on. So once we play, and everything loads, and now it just uses this. As you can see, it has a contained item. The problem is that once it starts, it's still contained an item, and because the item is considered a structure, probably not the best, but it works. I had to restructure almost the entire thing because it kept on reloading all the data of the item, which I didn't want that. So instead, what I decided to do is swap the data and only load the what's necessary, which was the image, the indicator. Let's say I don't want an item here. You'll have a -1. The thing is, it still loads an item. So I need to change it so if there's a -1, then it won't load any type of item in here. Also, there are tools in here that are like a weapon, like this, a weapon, or another type of tool. But every single type of tool will be considered a weapon. So what I need to do is I want to separate them, the types, into data stats, where it would be weapon data, and we will be inheriting from the data, some of this data. But the problem is trying to organize it that these items in the inventory could reference their class, their data class. Another problem would be the everything else, basically, how it would organize it or how to save the player's data. I have to make another scriptable object in order to save and load that, because this is the inventory manager, which only manages transfers through the inventory. But the thing is, I don't want to make this a bit too complicated, because if I wanted to save all the data, I would have to put like a script here. They'll get all components from each and every holder, and then save that data into a list, which that data would be, where is it? Right here. The inventory container. The inventory container, all it does is a boolean, object ID, and a type. If the object ID, as I told you, it was a -1, then it wouldn't load anything, but I'm trying to fix that at the moment. And all of this, I probably should have made it a structure, but I'm gonna have to restructure that later. I don't know if I should have made the contained item a class rather than a structure, so I could just save the class instead and put it as a save it as a JSON and encrypt it, or whatever the hell people do. I barely have movement for the player, but I've been focusing more on the system of just swapping and description and everything else. So in short, I've been doing nothing so far other than this new data. I've just been testing out what the hell am I supposed to do in here, because I just barely understood inheritance. This complicated system just for these two squares to load, and it doesn't even work correctly. That's fun. Some of it is fun, at least. All right.